Right, so today, thousands of men and women who are not prepared to accept the delusion of the trans lobby took to the streets, marching in protest at the government's dragging its feet at implementing the Supreme Court ruling that defines me as a woman, because I am one. So, the landmark decision for women came from the Supreme Court and was expected to trigger immediate implementation of it across all businesses, spaces for women, toilets, changing rooms, whatever you can imagine, hospital wards. But it hasn't. We are 7 months down the line and under pressure from their voting bloc, the trans lobby, who are fighting like rats in a sack. They've just kicked it down the road and there's no indication of when they're going to implement it. So today at the protests, we were out and about and look at what we met.
The reality of the situation is that trans women, not men, trans women and other trans people are not predators. The statistics show us over and over again that trans women are not predators.
But isn't it 2/3 of trans women in prison have been convicted of at least one sex offence? What do you say to that?
That statistic is misleading. That is sexual crimes. A lot of that is things like sex work. It is not sex predators.
I mean, I don't know about you, but as a woman, I'm quite scared of that person. And I don't know if they would be in my toilet or not, but I wouldn't want them there. But from today, from London to Leeds and up in Scotland, stop making me laugh, Alex, there are banners, chants, anger filling the air as sensible people, men and women, and even children, are demanding for the government to do what the Supreme Court told them to do and implement the law. There was a ruling, an initial ruling from the EHCR saying that it needed to be implemented across businesses immediately, or those businesses would be breaking the law. But the government have decided that they need to actually assess the impact on businesses. They don't. When it's a law, they don't. The businesses just have to do it. The government have insisted that they need more time to review the implications. But for thousands of people marching today, and good for them for getting out there, time is exactly what they've already had. And the time is now to stand up for women.
Dr. Renée, you've been talking about this issue for a while, and it seemed like a bit of a win, that Supreme Court judgment. What would you say, though? Because the Labour government says that these impact assessments, they can take 3 to 6 months. This one might take longer. A bunch of Labour MPs have written a letter
50.
agreeing. Surely this is going to be expensive for businesses to implement, no?
Doesn't matter. It's a law. The Supreme Court have made it clear it's the law, the businesses have to do it. And those MPs, if you look at who they are, who have signed that letter to the government, who are putting on the pressure, are the typical trans lobby MPs. Angela Eagle, who said when that law was passed on that day that she would find a way to overturn that law. Those are those MPs. This is all this is about. This is not, they don't give a damn about the businesses. They give a damn about the trans lobby and their vote. That's what's going on here. Well, you know what? It's time to give a damn about women.
But the trans lobby, it's almost disappeared. Stonewall's in dire financial straits. To say that that is comparable to actually quite a well-organised group on the other side, I think, you know, the gender critical movement and so on, all these protests, I think...
You're joking, Mika.
No, come on. I mean, that's been going on for ages. I mean, you would say that the trans lobby is really powerful, but actually, is it not just a tiny minority of people, frankly,
it's
that's
not
dwindling in number and funding?
Right, unfortunately, it's not a tiny minority of people, and this is always the thing that you throw back at me, and it doesn't matter if it's only one, but it isn't. The lobby is vicious. Did you see those people behind that person with their masks on, screaming abuse at women? That is what it is. They were extremist. It doesn't matter. Protest. They're there, and they don't want women to have their own space. They don't want women to have a view. Every time Kelly J. Keane tries to talk, she gets shouted down. She has to have a police escort. It's time for women to come back and be counted. This is our time now. We have the law on our side.
Can I just say that, you know, first and foremost, they are a very small majority of the population, the trans community, but that's exactly why we should not be paying so much attention to this small majority. I don't understand. A woman is a woman is a woman is a woman. Like, why do we need laws? And the funniest thing about this is that women fought so hard for their rights.
Exactly.
Whether it's the suffragettes movement, the feminist movement, we fought so hard for our own rights. Only for men dressed up as women to now take our rights. That is a slap in the face. So yes, they are a very small majority, but that's exactly why we should stop giving them the attention, because they're tiny. It shouldn't be that relevant.
Yeah, I mean, I think some, probably people like me, would say that that's because the right wing have weaponised this. But Trey, on both sides, I think people are quite vicious to each other. And Dr. is right that actually some people, just for speaking up on the safety of women and girls, have been persecuted quite a bit. What do you feel about that?
Do you know what? It's a hard one for me because I think I'm not a woman, so I can't understand it from a woman's point of view. I personally have no issues with a trans person sharing a bathroom with me, but like I say, as a man, I'm unlikely to be intimidated by it. And I also feel sorry for people with genuine gender dysphoria, and they generally are people like that. I think some of their causes have been hijacked by this vocal majority, some of whom are men, like to be able to hound down and shut down women. I think that's what's actually really sad about it. But I think women do need to be listened to, but I just wish it was done with some level of compassion for those people who are caught in the middle, people who genuinely have gender dysphoria and they want to have the right to use the bathroom. But like I say, guys, I defer much more to you guys than to me because it doesn't impact
I'm sorry, I need to pick up on it. A man who thinks it's a woman's right to use my space isn't a right. Because the only rights that count there are mine.
But if someone's got gender dysphoria, they
I don't care.
Genuinely feel like a woman.
So if I genuinely feel like a polymath, can I just start going into competitions and insisting that I win?
But you, as a doctor, you must agree that some people genuinely do have gender dysphoria.
Mean they can walk all over our
I'm not disagreeing with you guys, but there has to be some compassion for people who genuinely do feel like a woman.
If they have gender dysphoria, they should create a separate toilet for the trans people.
Well,
that might be a solution.
A separate toilet for trans people.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What's been absent from lots of this is actually the practicalities, but I agree this will keep going, won't it? Alex?
This actually took place last Sunday where we saw the beautiful pink ladies and we also saw patriotic men come out and defending the rights for children. But the protest took a very, very quick turn and went from peaceful to just outright disgusting when a counter-protest allegedly threw urine at the protesters. Let's roll the clip.
Oh, they're about to throw stuff! Hey! Oh, they're throwing bottles of the rest of them.
Now, the person who did this, disgusting, right? The person who did this was actually released on a warning. Now, my opinion on this is that if this was anyone on the right who did this, threw urine at the counter-protesters, they probably would have been jailed for 2 years, probably even 10 years. And I personally think that this person should have harsher consequences for throwing urine, because that could have been anything. That could have been acid. That could have been any, dangerous acidic chemicals. So my personal opinion is that I think this is just another example of a two-tier system where someone can do something so disgusting and then just let off on a warning. What do you guys think?
Well, it does certainly seem... I mean, I'm going to tell the audience a story in a minute, which I think is closely connected to this two-tier justice, but I think you're right.
It was your urine?
Well, no, certainly wasn't me. Certainly wasn't me. I don't have that kind of behaviour, that animalistic behaviour. But again, it's another example of where, when the right do something, we throw the book at them. Just like the United Kingdom rally, we had the Prime Minister and everywhere lefty up in arms. But when 40 or so Palestine Action protesters, far lefties, were out doing it, you didn't hear a peep. It's this typical two-tier justice, isn't it?
And the funny thing is that they continue to call people on the right the fascists, the violent thugs. Like, they call us them. Like, they call us the worst terms, and the only people that are actually committing these disgusting acts like throwing urine is the people on the left.
That's not.
Yeah,
Can you name one disgusting thing that?
I think it goes. I think it goes both ways. It just goes both ways. I'm actually quite sick of this whole left, right. It's just. It's
only because you're struggling it and you get splinters in your bum.
No, it is nonsense. I think both sides are guilty of doing a lot of reprehensible things.
I think you can say it's made a splash.
Of course they can't.
It's made it.
Let's flush it from our memory for now. Dr.
How
Renée,
long did
what's
you
your
think
bunch
about
of
that?
five?